Mince pies, try our secret family recipe. 7 free samples left. Get 'em before they're gone. Hey, look out! Whew. That was close. Now I see why they call it rush hour. Oh, yes, sorry. Are you okay? That was quite a close shave. A fraction of a second later, and you would have been paste. Oh, no, no need to thank me. I'm just glad that I got here in time to help. Speaking of, you wouldn't be able to tell me where exactly here is, would you? Oh, no, I didn't hit my head or anything. I just, well, I've been doing a lot of travelling recently, and everywhere is starting to look kind of the same. Oh, I see. So that's where I am. Lovely, yeah. And, when am I, exactly? Oh, right. Wasn't my intended destination. Maybe I input the coordinates wrong. Oh, stupid device. I really should have asked more questions on how it worked before I took it off his hands. Still, the device says that I'm in the right place, so I wonder. Oh, no, it's nothing really. I'm just dealing with some technical difficulties. What am I holding? Oh, well, isn't that obvious? It's a device, a doodad. What does it do? Well, it does what any good device would do. It goes ding. Well, it's not going ding at the moment because it goes ding when it's meant to go ding. And when is it meant to go ding? You're a curious one, aren't you? Don't people have a saying in your time about curiosity and a cat? I never can quite get it right, but I'm pretty sure it's a cautionary tale. Then again, I never was one for stories either. Well, to satisfy your curiosity, the device goes ding whenever it detects an anomaly, a source of temporal disturbance. Think of it like, I don't know, think of it like a wave sensor on the shoreline of a beach. If it's still waters, everything's fine, but if someone throws a stone in and it creates a ripple, the device detects it and it tracks the ripple back to the location where the stone first hit. I detected the ripple a while ago, and now I'm trying to find the metaphorical stone. Oh, well, I suppose it could be a physical stone, but it would have to be thrown by someone either very strong or very special to create temporal disturbance. Maybe a god. I've never met a god before, but I've heard they exist. Apparently there was one trapped in a moon once. Sorry. I tend to get a bit carried away. What were we talking about again? Oh, right, yes, the device. Well, anyway, as you can tell, it's not going ding, so whatever I'm looking for, it isn't here. You want to help me look? No, that's not necessary. I mean, look, I'm happy that you're all right, but I don't want you to feel like this is some kind of life debt that you owe me. God, I stayed at Judun once on my travels, and they were just incessant in repaying me. I mean, it got to the point where it just got silly, and I couldn't possibly deal with that level of responsibility again. I mean, it gave me an ulcer, the stress. It's, no. I think it's just best for everyone involved if we just pretend this little rendezvous never happened. Just call it even Stevens, shake each other's hand, and just carry on our days and Did that truck look familiar to you? And that man, the one selling the mince pies, he just said that he had 7 free samples left. Well, I'm fairly certain that he just gave one of them away shortly after we met. But he's back at 7 again. How could we... Time loop! Oh my god, we're in a time loop! Of course! Why didn't I see it sooner? No wonder this device isn't working. We're in a ball of temporal energy. This whole place is just teeming with it. The doohickey doesn't even know where to start. Yes, sorry. Yeah, that happens sometimes. It's kind of like a brain fart, only far more painful. It's genetic. Kind of a long story. One that we don't have time for. Pun intended. As I said, we appear to be stuck in some kind of time loop. One that appears to progress like a normal day up until a fixed point, at which point it will then reset. And since time doesn't rewind back to that point, rather it seems to flash back, everything just clicks back into place, that would lead me to believe that we're in some kind of paradox. A paradox which, whilst rather small scale, seems to have impacted a good chunk of this town. Oh, all these people trapped in a sliver of time, constantly repeating. How many times is this cycle replayed? Hundreds? Thousands? And they're none the wiser. Trapped like hostages of time. Well, I know what I'm doing with my afternoon now. And you, my friend, well, you're going to help me. I think you're the only one who can. Well, if you haven't noticed, this cycle has been constantly repeating, and whenever it restarts, everyone clicks back to where they were at the start of the cycle. Everyone except you. It seems that when I pushed you out the way of that truck, I shifted your position on this area of space-time. I knocked you out of sync with the paradox. We've both fallen into the metaphorical eye of the storm. We're separated from the stream of time. I mean, this moment will replay and people will have no memories of what they did during this cycle, but you and I,
try our secret family recipe.
we aren't affected by the
7
reset.
free samples left.
So
Get
it
them
falls
before
to
they're
us to try and figure out the cause and see if we can put a stop to it. So, what do you say? Fancy saving the town? I mean, it's not like you've got anything better to do with your time. That's the spirit! Oh, I do so love a good bit of teamwork! Okay, so, game plan. If we want to stand any chance of ending this paradox, we have to find the source of all this temporal disturbance, the heart of this anomaly. And whilst that is a process that has taken a very advanced civilization thousands of years to perfect, I suggest that we just walk around the town until my doohickey goes ding. Sound good? Good. Now, let's go. I say we go this way, towards the shops. Have I ever told you that I love a little shop? I love a little shop. Hi everyone. It's Pebble. And thank you for listening to that Patreon preview. As always, if you want to listen to the full audio, it can be found on Patreon. It was very nerve-wracking making it. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. Actually, come December 20th, it will be exactly 4 years since we started this journey together. And I've had a lot of people over the years ask for my rendition of a Doctor Who style audio. So I know that eventually I would have to bow to that demand, as I like to kind of give you what you want. But at the same time, to say that I was terrified of annoying such a very well-established and passionate fan base is an understatement. The excerpt that you've heard on here on YouTube is obviously a bit more ambiguous. It could just be a time traveller, you know, with like slight nods to Doctor Who. However, over to Patreon, the audio really transitions into more of a direct link. I really did try to go all out here. The full audio is about an hour long, and I did a lot of research into the lore behind Doctor Who. I picked out a character that is very unexplored to make my character, so I went for the Doctor's daughter, or well, obviously now son, because regeneration. I just figured that would be the best way to kind of insert this character into the Doctor Who universe without annoying too many people in the fan base. Currently over on Patreon, people have been quite nice about it. However, I'm always open to hearing your feedback. After researching the lore, I did really go in depth, looking at a bunch of just one-off Doctor Who episodes from each series to try and get an idea of what the how the flow of an episode, like how it ran, what the soundtrack was like, and then obviously went on to Epidemic Sounds, and they've got a brilliant music gallery, and tried to cobble together some of that, as well as take the fan favourite track for the very end of it. So yeah, by all means, I am terrified, but if you want to hop over to Patreon and give it a proper critique, then I am at your mercy. So that was obviously a big part of what I wanted to say, was just that I will return back to my usually scheduled stuff of just making up my own series and own characters, but this was just me finally scratching that itch that people have been asking me to do for almost 4 years. I mean, very close to half a decade. God, that makes me feel old. I'm old. God. Again, just thank you for allowing me to do this for so long, and for supporting me and this community, and helping me build such a supportive community that creates a safe space for people. I mean, it started off being a kind of support group for people during COVID, to allow people to sort of explore fantasy and ASMR and role plays, like series, and it eventually became this free form of entertainment for people to enjoy when they were locked inside during COVID. And I kind of figured that when COVID ended, that would be the end of this channel, and that the community would have served its purpose. But it seems that you all still have a need for me, and I suppose I'll continue to bring you content that you enjoy for as long as you need me. And I'll, as always, if there are any other audio types or any themes or stories that you would like me to explore, do let me know, because after 4 years the well is very much running dry, and I am running out of ideas fast. It doesn't help that I'm getting old. I mean, I'm slowing down, so brain power isn't what it used to be. Then again, that isn't saying much for me. But again, thank you all for listening and for tuning in. It's really an honour to be able to do this, and obviously, whilst life only seems to get busier, and it gets harder and harder to make time to do this, I always will do my best to continue to be here for all of you for as long as you need me. But yeah, enough of me being sappy. Yeah, I'm always going to be here, and content will always come out on YouTube for free. The Patreon exists, and that's just a little bonus to kind of help me deal with the opportunity cost of having to devote time to this, because I've got other jobs that I'm taking time away from to do this. But the Patreon is a separate thing, and whilst yes, more content will be coming out there, there's always going to be a steady stream of content coming out on YouTube. Funnily enough, I have always had a very similar upload structure. It's always been one a week, or one every 10 days, because I am horribly guilty for procrastination. But you've dealt with me this long, and I can only pray you'll deal with me longer. So yeah, that was pretty much just it. Just kind of a touch and base, telling everyone that I'm back, thanking you all for listening, and just kind of explaining what the rest of this audio is going to look like on Patreon. Let me know in the comments what kind of audios you'd like to see over December. I always seem to do horribly bad with Christmas audios or festive themed audios, so do let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll get to work on that right away. Yeah, without further ado, I suppose I will free you of having to listen to my very dull, boring, monotone voice, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good night.